Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a breaking update in the Coach Greg and Hussein Farhat situation. Were they lying? Were they not lying? Now it's come to light that it's possible that they're actually lying about lying. And Hussein is actually coming out right now as a fake natty. And this is all like an elaborate social stunt, essentially to sell more supplements. Okay, and so this all came from, sorry, I'm digging, I'm painting today, all right? So don't mind the paint. This all came, I was digging around, listening to some videos while I'm painting, and here we go. 2025 is a weird year. I find myself agreeing with Mr. Joel TNF. Okay, take a look at this clip. He allegedly had a conversation with Greg. Let's check out the clip.
The vast majority of the comments, and you can go take a look, the vast majority of the comments, it might change by the time this is posted, were, I knew it, sky is blue type post, blah, blah, blah. And then you had like a few people who were like, guys, Greg is just trolling. This is obviously a joke, which I find it funny to say obviously a joke. Meanwhile, like the vast majority of people are like, oh, this is...
Okay, I actually thought it was kind of weird that there was a lot of people, and again, the real spicy bit is coming up here in a sec, but I just want to say real fast, I think it's very odd that there was all these people saying, obviously this is a joke, and maybe I just didn't catch it, okay? Maybe I'm just too gullible when I just assume that somebody comes out and makes a video saying, I'm sorry we lied, I'm assuming that they're not lying about lying. I don't know. I guess I just took their word for it. And there's all these people saying that, oh, it's obvious that this whole thing was a joke, was a lie. I don't know. It wasn't obvious to me either. So,
and admittal. I'm not going to keep you guessing anymore. I talked with Greg directly. He was a bit cryptic at first, but then he told me no. He didn't actually take gear. This was kind of like a promotion for a video that he was going to make, where he was essentially going to talk about all the stuff that he did, and then at the end of the video be like, oh yeah, like this didn't actually happen, right?
Okay. So allegedly now, what we have is a situation where it appears that, okay, so there's all these people talking about Hussein being a fake natural, and so Greg, I guess it seems like a possibility that Greg is just biting off on the drama and saying, all right, you know what, we're going to go with the fake natty thing so that tons of people start making videos about this and creates this huge spin so that we can do this other video, and it's really the social experiment, and say, hey, see, we said he was on all these steroids and all you guys just, wrote him off, but he's really not on steroids, or he never took steroids or whatever. Okay, he's a fake natural, he's not a fake natural. I don't even know. Okay, and my whole thing from the very beginning was the blood work is a joke. Okay, you can't tell from the blood work. That was all I'm saying. Okay, I never made any claims about anybody. What I said is their claims of the blood work is totally BS. Okay, but now there's this whole other spectrum of what's going on here, and you have individuals like Jeff Nippard. Jeff Nippard is taking tons of heat for this. He's getting completely blasted, right? And I'm gonna get to how I feel about Greg here in a minute, because I'm not mad, but I'm very disappointed, okay? I'm very disappointed. All right, Frank the Tank is disappointed in you, Greg. All right, so anyways, we have individuals like Jeff Nippard taking tons of heat online, okay? He's essentially getting his reputation like thrashed right now, because Jeff made multiple videos defending this Hussein guy, saying that, according to science, he is natural, and blah, blah, blah. Well, okay, well, cool. So now they're going to come out and say, well, he's not natural. He took a bunch of gear, but they're just doing that to promote their own thing. But now everyone's going back to Jeff's video saying, see, he was on gear the whole time. You were wrong. And so it's kind of like tanking Jeff. Like, this kind of sucks. I don't know, maybe it'll just all be a Streisand thing, and it'll just be, eventually he'll just get positive, like people will talk so much negatively about Jeff Nippard that eventually maybe it'll benefit him somehow. But I don't know, it's just, to be honest, it's really crappy. Like, I'm not even a big Jeff Nippard fan, but now, like, I genuinely feel bad for the guy, because I feel like he's getting drugged through the mud. And, he didn't even ask for this. Like, did he consent to, this alleged fake natty stunt. I don't know. The whole thing is blowing my mind. And okay, so now let's get back to Hussein and Farhad, Greg and Hussein. And I'm going to save Greg for last, okay? Because Greg should know better. And granted, Hussein's an adult. Okay, he's an adult man, a fully grown man, and he should know better as well, right? Maybe he is going along with this fake natty lie. Maybe he's natty. Maybe he's not. I don't give a shit. Okay. The thing is, here's what's messed up about it. Okay. You got all these people that are looking up to him, younger guys that are looking up to him, because he's kind of younger too. And he's just, whichever way the lie is. Okay. So guaranteed you have two routes. He's either lied about being natural or he's lying about being a natural. Okay. So no matter what, like, you're just full-on lie, okay? And the whole thing is to perpetuate. He's doing like the one-on-one mentoring and all that. It's just like, dude, this is, it's scummy, okay? It's scummy. It's scummy, right? But the thing is, like I said, he's a younger guy. I know he's probably 21, 22. Like, I did a lot of stupid stuff when I was 21, 22. I still do stupid stuff regularly. I'm 35. Okay, so now that brings us to the piece de la resistance. Okay, Greg Doucette. Greg, what happened, man? Greg, you were out there. You were helping the masses, okay? You were doing natty or not videos. You were giving out nutrition advice. You're helping people with their workout plans. Look where we are now, okay? It's just all drama about Mike Israetel, and now we're lying about this and lying about that, and HDLT supplements, and buy the cookbook and everything. And it's just like, dude, at a certain point, it's like, come on, man. To me it was all like in good fun. Everything he was doing beforehand, it was all in good fun. We're just goofing around, having a laugh. Okay, it's kind of like ripping on people online. That's fun. Because even when he makes fun of people on his page, still going to give him exposure. Kind of like a net positive. It's kind of all hee hee ha ha WWF stuff. But this situation, I don't know, man. For me personally, I think this kind of crosses the line internally where I just don't know if I want to like listen to anything that comes out of his mouth anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, I think this just went a little too far. I can get goofing around, but like, you're messing with all these people. You're messing with other people's careers. You're messing with all the other people's, emotions. You're appealing to a bunch of people's sensitivities and appealing to their self-consciousness, right? So there's people are self-conscious about the way they look, and you're taking advantage of that, right? You're manipulating that and all that knowingly, just so you can sell more, right? So you can sell more supplements, more cookbooks, dude. We gotta have more Rolexes and more Lambos, dude. I can't do it, dude. That's, bro. That's just. Greg, I feel like you lost your way. Okay, you've strayed out of the path. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Okay, that's about all I have to say about that. Anyways, like I said, Greg, I'm not mad, but I'm very, very disappointed, and I think that my not respect for Greg, the credibility that I felt for Greg, it's just completely cooked at this point. Yeah, it's completely cooked. All right. Anyways, I need to get back to painting. I got a lot of ground to cover. Okay. And yeah. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't even know, bro. Okay. You guys have a good one.